MegaHerzzz. You're listening to MegaHerzzz on 4ZZZ.
This is MegaHerzzz.
Yeah.
I am Sisi. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm joined in the studio by my wonderful co-host.
Yeah, my name is August and my pronouns are they, them.
My name is Klaire, my pronouns are she, her.
My name is Charlotte, my pronouns are she, they.
Yippee!
Yay!
Before we get into our show today, we would like to acknowledge that we're broadcasting from the lands of the Turrbal and Yagara people. Sovereignty over this land was never ceded, always was, always will be Aboriginal land. We have a bit of a show in store today. We're kind of winging it, but there's plenty to talk about in feminist news, as always. It's also my last show.
Yeah, this was because we were out of breakfast with Sisi.
But I want to take this time to say thank you to my wonderful co-hosts here who are going to keep this legacy strong, and all of the work that you do as feminists and as individuals is so exciting, and I can't wait to listen in every single week from Spain and see all of the awesome things that you are up to. I'm feeling very happy about the hands that this is in, and Sarah will be back soon to keep these guys in line.
Thanks, Sisi. Thanks for all the work you've done for the show.
Love you guys.
Of course.
I'll be back.
It will not feel the same with us, Sisi Sparkle. It'll be a bit less sparkly. But that's okay. We'll bring it.
I don't believe it. It will be very sparkly. You just heard To See You by Swap Meat. I always thought that it was Swamp Meat, like a little
Meat in the
Shrek. I feel like Platonic Sex and Wednesday kind of have like a similar singy style.
Yeah.
And they're both playing gigs soon in Brisbane.
Yeah.
True.
All of them. I think Swap Meet and Wednesday both playing open season.
I think Swap Meet's against the ground. That's
Which
still
is
open season.
it's part of it. I think that it's going to be like the Princess
It's
and
like
more.
5 venues and like Wollongabba
Season
and like a
3 is
bajillion bands.
involved as well?
Just shut that street down, I reckon.
I'm
It's gonna be
intrigued
fun.
to see what it'll be, because I don't think there's ever been a festival.
And the
there
headline
before.
is like Stereo Lab, which is like huge.
That's crazy.
What the hell? It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
And there's so many local bands like Tomorrow's Forecast and like special features.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And I think Owen Thurman as well,
Owen
from memory.
Thurman.
So that'll be, it's a really great lineup. The lineup of local and Australian bands is like insane. I was looking at it before and I was like, God, I don't know how I'm going to fit this all in. So I want to go to like all of them. And Media Puzzle as well.
So
and they're
cool.
like, they were Lismore and now they're Melbourne, I think.
Yeah.
Everyone's moving to Melbourne. Get out, like Platonic Sex moved to Melbourne. What the hell, guys? Yeah, did you not know this?
No.
Yes, they did. It's rough.
What the hell,
rough, it's weird.
guys?
So you're gonna bring all the bands to Brisbane.
Literally, everyone start moving here from
Yeah.
like Sydney and Melbourne. Please.
Every share house is going to have their floor occupied.
yeah. Everyone get up here.
To bring it way down.
Sorry, crazy vibe switch here.
We've made a commitment on this show to report on femicide in this country. We use Sherele Moody as our primary source because she is the one leading the way with work. She's doing work that nobody else is. And we do, unfortunately, have 2 deaths to report on this week. If this is something that is triggering to you, fair enough. But take the next couple of minutes, tune out, but come back, because we've got better stuff to report on later. But yes, we have made this commitment.
Yes. So the 28th Australian woman to die in 2026, we unfortunately do not know her name. Her name has not been released to the public, but a man has been charged with killing a woman aged in her 60s in Newtown in Tasmania. He is known to her and she died sometime in the past few weeks, but her body was only found on Saturday, which is horrifying to hear. And yeah, she's a 28th Australian woman killed this year. And I'm just trying to check if I have any more information on her, but I don't believe any more has been released. We'll keep you up to date.
Yeah.
We also have another unnamed woman who was killed, a 46-year-old woman and 2 little boys, aged 4 and 12, were murdered this time last week in Campbelltown, New South Wales. The man was known to the woman and the children, and was believed to be the woman's partner, which is often the case. She's the 29th Australian woman killed this year, and those 2 little children as well.
And last week it was like 5 women, 2 children within like 5 days or something. So
horrific. And we also wanted to talk on the fact that Anthony Albanese said some horrific comments about the Royal Commission when asked about the Royal Commission into the killing of women and girls. What did he say?
Yeah, so Anthony Albanese went on I believe it was a Tasmanian radio show, Hit 100.9. And their host, Christy Hayes, basically asked him about the call for a Royal Commission and, the ongoing kind of violence that's being done against women in this country. And he basically really shut that down. Like, she brought up Sherele Moody's petition, which has 96,000 people signed on. And he basically said there's calls for a Royal Commission about everything. And Hayes goes, well, I think the deaths of women are pretty paramount, wouldn't you say? And Albanese says, but what does a Royal Commission do besides fund lawyers? Just pretty, I think, dismissive of kind of the purpose. And he sort of said, he was like, we invest XYZ into women's violence already, kind of listed, the money going to it, but clearly it's like nothing.
And we did report on the major cuts to the DB service earlier this year, so what do you mean?
It's just it's a weird redirection of, because he is someone who was called for Royal Commissions quite recently. He called the Royal Commission into anti-Semitism after the Bondi shooting, which I think was last year. And he said, this is a very clearly needed thing that is important for solving this issue. So it's just an interesting choice for him to pick and choose where he thinks Royal Commissions are. And I do kind of agree with the sentiment that, Royal Commissions aren't going to solve the problem. But clearly whatever else they're doing is not solving the problem either. It's just a way that you could demonstrate your support and, gives a more pointed direction into what we can do. And I think it's also interesting to note, all the funding he kind of quotes, and he says, we've, put money into all these things. It's all responsive work as well. He's not, citing money into prevention or anything like that, which is, ultimately the way that we are going to solve this issue kind of thing. So, it was just very interesting from the Prime Minister to, clearly show where his, loyalties lie or,
It's pretty pathetic as well. Surely with all of your media training, the fact that there are 29 women just this year killed and their entire families are dealing with that, it's just a really insensitive thing to say. Following...
saying, we're doing enough.
And
it's clearly
you're not.
And he went on the show, it was that week where 3 women were killed in a 48-hour period. So it was literally directly after that, which is why the question was brought up, I think. I think it's, and when victims, if this is what victims' families are asking for, this is what victim survivors are saying, I think that the bare minimum you can do is listen to what they want and say, great, okay, well, we'll do this. Maybe it won't have any change, but you're never going to know if you don't give it a go. Or just it was pretty poor taste, I think, for him to
absolutely.
He had a few just weird quotes about it. And Sherele Moody says about this whole thing, she has a quote where she basically says, the measures are not working. The only real change we are seeing is the rise in the toll of children and women killed. We only focus on 60% of violence against women, those attacks involving domestic violence. Stranger violence and associate violence isn't addressed at all. So, there's, you're never going to get the kind of scale response that you need without something like a Royal Commission, I think, probably.
Absolutely. If any of this has been triggering for you, we have some hotlines here: 1-800-RESPECT, 1-800-737-732, and there's the Women's Crisis Line if you are in immediate danger or need some support or to talk to somebody. That's 1-800-811-811, and 13-YARN is 139276. Pass over to you. you, Charlotte.
Yeah, we wanted to tell you about a few things that are happening this weekend. There's some really cool community events, but what I wanted to talk about was the next Meanjin Artivist group is hanging out this on the 30th of May, which I believe is the Saturday. Yeah. So on the Saturday at Echo and Bounce from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So if you missed our show where we interviewed Poppy, who runs the Meanjin Artivists, they are, just a monthly gathering of people who come together, make some artwork, and it's always centered around kind of like a social justice topic with, the idea of Artivism, using art as a form of activism. But this month, I thought it was really interesting. Their theme is called Soilpunk and Community Gardens. And Soilpunk was something I had never heard of before, and I thought that was really interesting. And so what Poppy has said is that Soilpunk is a literary, artistic, and social movement focusing on a utopian future achieved through the use of earth-conscious activities with a focus on collectivism and constructive optimism around the environment and climate change. I thought that was really interesting. And there's also a really great article that I found on Medium, which is called What is Soilpunk by Aaron Greta. And they have some really cool kind of quotes about it. So they say, I think Soilpunk should imagine a world of empathy, where we treat our human and animal neighbours with empathy and the soil and sea with respect, not as a domineering force that knows what's scientifically best, but by having a close relationship with them and listening and acting. I think it should also have a healthy and well-illustrated fear of what will happen if we don't. So I thought that was really beautiful. And another part of that is community gardens, which I'm super passionate about.
Yeah.
I work in a community centre, and so we have a community garden as part of that. And I think it's just such a perfect way at our garden in particular, it's like there's a few like older men who come together and they come every Friday. They like spend their time kind of, tending to the garden. They do weeding, they move stuff around. It's just a really beautiful kind of community to come together and like do something together. But there are so many community gardens around Brisbane. Have you guys ever like been part of one before?
I haven't been part of one, but there was one that was right near where I used to live in Dutton Park, and it was so lovely. I would always walk past there and occasionally have a little. There was like a bush of cherry tomatoes, and sometimes I'd just take a little. And occasionally, like if I had water in my water bottle, I'd like pour it on it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I
wish
that's what they're for. It's for community.
Yeah,
and it's like things like I always use our community garden for things like herbs. Like I don't want to pay $4 for like a little bunch. Where it's like you can just come together. I go have a chat with the gardener. I say, John, like can you grab me some basil and some parsley? And then they kind of like tell you all about it. But I know Maruka Clubhouse has a really wonderful, like really active community garden. So if you're like kind of around that area outside of like the big bowls but down the back, they've got this really gorgeous garden that you can also just like go and hang out. You can go grab some herbs, grab some things, but like literally basically every community centre near you will have a community garden generally. Some of them operate a little bit differently. Some of them are kind of like you go and you have your own little plot and you like might pay a membership or something and you can have like a little space to grow things. So if you're really passionate about gardening but you don't you might rent and you don't have a garden, you can go do your own little thing. Or some of them are like kind of collective spaces where you can go together and you can learn from other people who've been gardening like their whole lives. I just think it's like a really lovely way to come together.
This reminds me of something I was reading about the other day. In Canberra there's this guy and he turned his own garden in his house into like a garden space for the community. And so it's like open to the public and it's like super like pretty and like decked out and it's like anyone can go in. So like it's all full of like families who bring their kids there and like he made it wheelchair accessible so like carers would like bring people there to like enjoy the garden. But now he's selling his house. And then so like the like community space is just gonna be lost because like whoever buys it next isn't gonna
maybe they will.
Place for a car park.
Maybe they will. It might be something cool.
But it's just like it was just his house and he was like, I'm gonna make this a community space.
So like, beautiful.
Use the
it's
garden.
so punk. Like it's like literally a soil punk.
And I remember at the Annalee like Junction Fest, I remember there was like a lady at the library talking about her garden. It's just like how even if it's just her garden, like the community like appreciates it so much and it's like a little like site.
Well, it's beautiful to see.
And she was like, I've been growing this for 30 years and people like leave like letters in my mailbox appreciating my garden and stuff. It's so cute.
cute.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Community gardens are so important. They're so beautiful. That reminds me of one that got set up relatively recently, I think, down the bottom of Highgate Hill Park. There's a little community garden in
They're
there.
really kind of popping up.
Yeah, I remember chatting to a couple of the members and they were like giving me a little tour around the little garden. It was so cute. It was so beautiful.
That reminds me of when I lived in East Brisbane. The Raymond Park Community Garden is so awesome, and it's very much like not the single plots. It's like beautiful. It's just crazy, and I love it. It's so great, and it's cool to be able to go down there with my compost and go, okay, lock in. I need to separate everything, put cardboards, and it's cool that it's informative every time you go down there. And that was also under threat, given the Olympics.
Yes, that was one of the big ones.
Yeah, but I believe that it's safe now, but there's still work to do.
Yeah, that was what I always used to love community gardens for my compost because, like I live in an apartment, like I don't really necessarily have a particular space I can do it. But yeah, you can go drop it off at the local community centre and it's like awesome. Yeah. And something else that Poppy talks about with community garden is like she's just got a couple dot points, and so she says gardening is a form of resistance and hope for the future, decolonising public spaces and practices, and connecting offline with local community. And and I think that's so important. It's like reclaiming public spaces and being like, no, like these are spaces for everyone. So we are coming in and we are like working, like, whether you're just working together with people or whether you're, benefiting from food if, you can't afford fresh fruit and stuff like that. Like, I feel like it's like a very circular kind of, way of life. And it's really beautiful.
100%. That just reminded me of the Northey Street City Farm, which is... I'm not on Northey Street. in the city. Yeah. As the name suggests. But they have a winter solstice festival coming up. It's not until the end of June, so I'm probably calling it out a bit early. But Jaka? Okay. I'm so sorry. But they're performing alongside a bunch of really cool bands like Houseplants FC.
Very topical
on theme.
Yes, very topical. I know Levi, Monique, Klaire, Rivermouth, Jamisha, a bunch of people.
And I believe Tabitha from Soldier Sisters is emceeing it.
Oh, awesome.
I was going to say there's some 4ZZZ volunteers.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's beautiful. And that's another way that community gardens can be used.
To be, guys, join your local community garden.
DIY July. House. DIY July. Do it in a community garden.
Exactly.
There's lots of femme-fronted things happening. So exciting.
Yay. They're not even necessarily gigs. There's a lot of really cool community events happening. So also happening on May 30th, on the Saturday, there is a queer craft social session, which is really gorgeous. It says... They're doing beading for this session. So it says we've got beads, we've got carabiners, we've got all the materials you could need to make a fun little charm or accessory while socialising with some of the coolest people around. The lovely third space co-host opened up just for them. So it's a nice, comfy space full of queer people where you're free to be yourself. So it sounds really gorgeous. You could buy tickets. I'm sure in their Instagram's like jera.social, but we'll definitely share the poster on our Instagram this week. There is also, next Tuesday, there is also a rally for abortion rights and access at Speaker's Corner in Queensland Parliament. So that is on Tuesday, the 2nd of June at 1 p.m. And it is run, I believe it's run by, I'm not sure if it's run by the Women's Collective, but the UQ Women's Collective, I believe they're running it. They will, be there. They say we can't stand by and do nothing while the CAT is actively trying to restrict abortion access. So definitely go along and join. They say students, non-students, and all community members are completely welcome. So, they've got an RSVP link in their bio. Really important cause. So, be great to see some people down there if you've, not at work that day or whatever. And then there is another femme-fronted band, Mother Gore. So it's called Mother Gore Presents opening night at Gore Junction.
I think it might be an art.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. That's
Run
run by Nikita. They are incredible at what they do.
Beautiful, you know more. Yeah, so that's on 5 to 9 at Vacant Assembly, West End on June 1st.
Perfect. And I believe Miss Doll is going to be there selling. Go buy some sailor hats.
So awesome.
Yeah, B makes amazing little sailor hats, and they're so cool. And Sisi was wearing one last night, and it was beautiful.
Amazing. And there's so
10
many
out of
wonderful
10.
artists there.
Yes, so
And
many.
Shout out to Spot Willows for your lovely message that came through. Another incredible artist
Yes.
here in Meganjin. There's also a gig happening on Thursday night. It's cigarettes and alcohol. So it's not Femme headlined, but there is Still Full from Lunch and Reno Limited on that lineup.
Yeah.
So go check that out if you aren't doing anything this Thursday night.
Big weekend for Still Full from Lunch. They're also playing a show at season 3
Nice.
alongside Double Date, Satin Soul, and Ivory.
Awesome.
And I'm not 100% sure if many of them are
Ivory
femme-fronted.
is femme-fronted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
And
my
then-
bad. It's leaving my brain. It's
I
leaving
know
my brain.
this Sunday there's another thing on at Black Bear with Moi who are like headlining.
Oh,
It's like
I
called, it's
saw
like an
that.
event called the Vein Affair. I think it's like art as well. It's like art exhibition, like installations, like multimedia plus like a bunch of no wave bands.
So many things
Yeah,
happening.
and Freya's on that lineup
Yeah,
too,
Freya
and they
was-
are two
Yeah.
women doing like experimental
Yeah.
electronic or
And
noise
then-
stuff. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's gonna be so cool. Black Bear's such a good place for it as well. I know Moi's like
Yeah.
playing Pioneer and Yearning as well, which is like
Yeah,
another
Alexander
artist.
Alexander.
But yeah, so many art like music events. Yeah.
I'm loving that that's becoming a bit of a trend.
Yeah, it's like the two
having-
scenes colliding.
I think it
Yes.
makes perfect sense because it's like,
Yeah,
you can like look at
creatives,
things like
yeah.
while you're listening, you can also wander around, look at art and stuff. I think it's like
Yeah.
so perfect.
And I think that's a pretty awesome thing that happens in Brisbane as well, because there's no choice. Like you
Yeah.
must intersect with other
Yeah, I feel like bigger
creatives.
cities like Melbourne, it's so like
it's
exclusive
really, like,
in their
yeah.
like own circles. It's like, oh, this will be like the art circle, like scene,
Yeah.
and this will be like the
pretty
music.
Sub-genres
Yeah.
you can only play with your specific genre. Don't move to Melbourne. No one move to
Brisbane's so
Melbourne.
much better.
guys.
Stay in Brisbane.
Yeah.
Uplift the scene.
Yeah.
Exactly. You got to build the scene that you want to see in the world. Don't
Yeah.
just move to Melbourne.
Yeah.
If everyone moves to Melbourne, what will we have here?
Well, I feel
Brain
like-
drain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I feel like Four Triple Z is like so like such a clear way to show. I'm like Brisbane has things going on. I'm like we
100%.
find events and gigs to the show like every single week, and there's always so many things happening. I'm like, guys, Brisbane has things. Like it's like a very cool, very artistic city. I think.
Send them to us.
100%. Yes, please
Oh yeah,
send them
send
in.
us your events. Send them on Instagram. We'll post them like every week.
Yes, please. Chat to us. Come tell us. Say hi.
Yeah, got a little message in from Dane. So sweet. Thanks, Dane. Very kind. It has been an honor to be on this show. I love you. Thank you so much.
Sisi.
I'll see you in 1 year.
Oh my goodness.
I love you.
Saddest show ever.
Isn't that what feminism is about?